I know it's late. There might not be too many people that come in tonight. But look, Georgia high school playoffs tonight. Just looking at some scores here. Looks like Buford lost to Carrollton, 2 seed versus a 3 seed there. Think what Juju Lewis plays for Carrollton. Buford had a we've got a commit we flipped from Louisville there. I think his name's Jordan Allen. I don't want to sign up for your service, dude. Can I just get stats for the game? Max Prep wants a subscription. Everybody wants a subscription. Yeah, I'm not subscribing just to get like stats for the game. Come on, dude. But yeah, it's late, so probably not a lot of people will come in tonight. But I did go and watch Josh Petty tonight play Carrington Coombs, and pretty neat matchup. There were for a good bit of the night, defensive line commit Carrington Coombs was matched up with 5-star commit Josh Petty. Of all people, I guess Kelly Quinlan was at the game, and I did not know that until I got there. And the funny thing is, he had unblocked me, I'm pretty sure, on Twitter, and then I am 99% sure once he knew I was at the game, he reblocked me on Twitter. So whatever. I tried to find him, and if I did find him, I would have confronted him about the bullshit that he's tried to enact on me. But he actually caught a pretty good clip, if you go check it out on Twitter, of the matchup between Coombs and Petty. Now, I had people ask me, I did a brief live stream where I just got trolled endlessly for no reason. Hey, how does Petty look? And I'll say this. He looked really good, very technically sound, right? So when he's engaging in blocks, I don't know who 98 was for Hebron, but that was a big cat. I was surprised at the size that these Christian schools had. They had some beef on the offensive lines. And he was turning his guy. He was opening up holes. What's going on, Dr. Bob? Good to see you here, man. What I will say about Petty is he looks light. Like he looks really, really light. He probably needs to put on 40 pounds when he gets to Tech. He played defensive end. What's going on, Luke? He played defensive end and defensive tackle on defense. In fact, he got a roughing the passer penalty that extended a drive for Hebron. Hebron was really athletic. Hebron had a running back. I don't know if he has any offers, probably not, because he's undersized. I don't think they were able to get him on the ground all night, though. But it was cool to see, two Georgia Tech future teammates going at it against each other. It still shows as live on Max Preps, but I'm pretty sure that Hebron ended up winning 24-17. I ended up leaving after they tried a long field goal, bobbled the snap. They might have summoned Ricky Brumfeld for their special teams coach, and there was only 3 minutes left in the game. I was cold. It's been a long time since I've been that cold. It was about 30, 32 degrees out there. Petty looked good. We just got to get some beef on the kid. That's all. Now, Carrington Coombs, kid's just a ball hawk. Kid finds the ball. I don't know where I can get stats for the game. Wouldn't surprise me if he had a good number of tackles. He looked strong. He looked big. And he looked ready to play. Other thing, I don't know what the class is. Let me see if I can find it. Fellowship Christian had a guy returning kicks. He's a wide receiver, number 2, 6'3", been offered by Tech, been offered by North Carolina, been offered by several Division I schools. And I want that kid to sign with Tech whenever, if he's 2026, 2027, that kid can absolutely fly, though. But it was a good time. I actually, like an idiot, drove to Decula. So I get to Decula. I don't know why I just thought and assumed Evan Haynes. Evan Haynes is a player. Do you know what class he is? Is he 2026, 2027? That kid's a ball player. Hebron had a lot of athleticism. That like I said, that running back's undersized. I don't know that they were able to get him on the ground all night though. I do see where Prince Avenue curb stomped North Cobb 43-0. I think Christian Garrett probably looked pretty good in that game. Does anyone know if Jamal Rutherford and Singleton, if they're coming back? I'm positive Jamal will be back. I don't really know where the rumblings with Rutherford are coming from. Like, I mean, nothing would surprise me with the way the transfer portal is, right? But I feel like if Rutherford were to hit the portal and go to another team, he would end up like Nate McCullum. That's just what I think. Singleton would probably be the one that would surprise me the least if he transferred. But look, that's going to be the next thing we have to, focus on is I think the portal window opens Monday. I think it opens for 2 weeks. And we probably need at least 2 defensive linemen. Like I've talked about it. We are losing Zeke Biggers, which is huge. We're losing Sylvain Yanjuan, Makia Scott, Lockett hit the portal, Kevin Harris. I'm sure I'm missing one. We're losing like 6 people off that defensive line. So we're going to need to pick some kids up in the portal for that. Maybe a defensive back, maybe a wide receiver. I didn't even know Abdul Janae had another year of eligibility. He's listed as a senior. He hit the portal, so I don't know. What's the story with Isaiah Groves signing? Last unsigned commit. I don't know. I'd probably subscribe to After Swarm. I mean, he didn't commit. Let me go. I'd have to go look back through some of the tweets, but Singleton is doing really well at Tech. I wouldn't risk it if I were him. I get probably him being frustrated that he didn't get the touches this year that he's probably due. Part of that is you had a starting quarterback that was hurt for the majority of the season. The other part of that, and this is where maybe some unselfish ball has to come in, like he's going to draw double teams. He's also a slot wide receiver that's played on the outside, right? Like if you had a true 6'3", 6'4" guy that plays that one spot, you'd probably have him playing where Rutherford is playing, or playing both more in the slot and two bigger guys on the outside. But he draws a lot of double teams, and we've also struggled to get him the ball as well. Backers, we need backers to help Eford. Are we losing any linebackers? We got Eford. Butler's a true freshman. Both the transfers have another year, I'm pretty sure, Hamilton and Lightsley. The only one we're losing is Tatum. We're losing Trinelius Tatum. Them Bowden Red Devils playing for three-peat. Yeah, Bowden, they curb stomped Irwin County 42-28. Yeah, Tatum's gone. So we do got some depth at linebacker. We lose LaMiles Brooks and Warren Burrell, I think, defensive backs. But I'll tell you this. Tay Harris is a guy that could start day one. He's that good. I don't know what his true 40 time is, but he's listed at a 4.38. So he probably runs more like a 4.4 flat or a 4.41, but still, if you've got 4.4 flat speed at 5'11", 200 pounds, buddy, I think he's the third highest rated recruit we've ever had, right? Or fifth or seventh or something. But yeah, ton of Jackets playing in the playoffs. What I hope to do, obviously Prince Avenue will play again. Do they play in the Benz next? Where do they play next? I'd like to go see Christian Garrett play next. I think they play on a Monday, though. Lightsley has 2 more years. We have 4 linebackers that can play. Yeah, and that's something that Stantucci's been really good at in rotating the right personnel in for what's happening. You know, when we need to go a little heavier, be a little more oriented with run stopping, we'll bring in, I think Eford and Tatum came in a lot. When we needed to be a little more athletic, we'd bring in like Lightsley and Hamilton or Butler. I think Butler played a lot with Eford too. How did Coombs look? Coombs looked good. Coombs looked good. Looked big, ball hawk. And he was matched up with Petty a lot during the night. Now, I do feel like Petty got the better end of the matchup with Coombs for most of the night. EJ, once got healthy, looked very good. He did. Yeah, Butler was a true freshman this year. We need to replace Burr. The kicker? The kicker? Is he a senior? Let me see. Oh, you're saying he's not cutting it. Yeah, that missed field goal early on was pretty painful. Open 2025 with Coach Prime in Colorado. Yeah, I got to say, I've been talking about, we need to get to that game. We need the punter from Kennesaw. Didn't we offer him? Didn't he hit the portal? Which, shout out to Kennesaw. I think they hired a position coach from the Jaguars. What's going on, Josh? Josh, I'm glad. I reached out to him. I'm glad you didn't meet me in Decula. The game was actually in Roswell. So I'm the dummy on that one. Happy 1 year. Member for 1 year. Shout out to Josh Pittman, member of the channel for 1 year. And you know what that makes him?
That's what I'm talking about. That's why he's the MVP. That's why he's the GOAT.
The GOAT. We offered the punter from Kennesaw. That's right. You know, I don't like to really trash my own players, but I'm kind of glad Shanahan's gone. I'm kind of glad. What other Jackets do we have in the playoffs? I see North Oconee beat Blessed Trinity 27-7, and I was wrong. Buster's kid does not play for Prince Avenue. I think Bobo's kid plays for Prince Avenue at quarterback. Buster's kid plays at North Oconee. So I was wrong about that. Jordan Allen, they lost though. Yeah, he got beat. He got beat by Carrollton, but Carrollton has a 5-star plus quarterback playing for him. All right, yep, Andre Fuller with Grayson. That's why I really kept my membership so I could get that sound played. Yeah, you become a member for a year.
That boy ain't right.
That's not the right one. You get the clouds open up. Everything becomes clearer. Your life seems to just fall. Everything falls into place. That's what happens. That's what happens. But yeah, there was one guy, I forget his name and I apologize. I stood by for a good while that just came up there to see, the Petty Coombs matchup. Cool guy, fan of the channel. Andre Fuller's my favorite recruit. He's going to be a good one. Yeah. Who said he doesn't have enough length? Someone, don't know. He is going to be good. You think Carrington Coombs wins best name in the class? I mean, we've got, how did the Fellowship Christian game go? It was cold. It was a really good game, though. You can tell, I'll say this, you can tell there's a lot of money up there in North Fulton. Like I said, Coombs and Petty were matched up most of the night. I took a lot of video. I'll have to cut that up and make a video out of that. Fuller's a defensive end, I believe, out of Grayson. It's like 6'3", 200-something pounds. But Petty looked good. I mean, my takeaway with Petty is very technically sound lineman, but we got to get some weight on him. We're going to have to get some weight on him to play tackle. He's 6'5", 265. He looks maybe even skinnier than 265. Andre Fuller 6'3", 225. Yeah. Yeah. Is Grayson in the playoffs? Are they not in the playoffs? Or they already get knocked out? I don't see him on here. Don't see him on here. Jefferson beat LaGrange 21-13. Grayson, yes, Grayson beat Douglas County 35-28 tonight. If you are Tech, would you offer CJ Daniels from LSU in the portal, who is from Lilburn? I don't know, maybe. Rushing the field at Army. Yeah, Army. Let me go over to ESPN. Army upset Tulane tonight, didn't they? Or were they favored? Would not surprise me, yeah. You know what? The classifications have changed so much since I really paid a ton of attention to it and played. I don't know. 6'2" receiver as SEL. You know, you got to look at where your money's best spent. So if we're going to throw a massive bag of money at someone, I want it to be a defensive lineman. Army was favored, I think. They were ranked. That's crazy, man. Army, are they a playoff team? Or does Boise State? Yeah, Boise State gets the group of 5. Or do you put 2 group of 5 schools in, even with an SMU victory, they still knock out Miami? I don't know, man. I don't know. By the way, I haven't got a chance to talk about, other than in the video, huge victory. One, the J-Bat new contract and Brent Key new contract, both approved by the board or whoever, whatever people have to approve that. Details of the Brent Key contract, I don't think are out yet. You know, a lot of people guessing, you know, 4 to 6, so, you know, somewhere in there. Hoping it's more. I mean, look, Brent Key's earned it. Like I get the trolling comments like, oh, you know, Georgia Tech's all excited about 7 and 5. It's like, no, we're not excited about the 7 and 5. We're excited about the foundation that's being built that's going to elevate our program to compete for a conference and make the playoffs. And that's what's happening. They can laugh about it. But that's what's happening. Did you see Jay Batt is new VP? I did not see that. Future ACC championships coming to Georgia Tech? Absolutely. If you keep doing this, right, if you keep up with the recruiting, maintain the staff, increase your recruiting, because, like, look, Georgia Tech hasn't been landing kids like this. Like, Georgia Tech's not landing Tay Harris 2 years ago or a year ago or ever, really. I mean, let's just be honest. Brent will probably still give Tech some break so that I forget the way it was worded. Like it was a staff-friendly contract or something. All right, so it's something from Benjamin London. Let's see. I'm a fan of Benjamin London. Georgia Tech Athletic Director Jay Batt and head football coach Brent Key agreed to new 5-year contracts that will put them on the flats until 2029. Both will receive significant raises in Batt's new contract. Also promotes him to vice president of the institute. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. You know, I don't know the ins and outs of that, but it sounds good. It sounds good. I'll have to ask. I mean, hell, maybe you know. I'll have to ask around as to, like, what all that entails and what all that, why that's important specifically. Should Tech target safety Kylan Jackson? I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I don't know the specifics of a lot of these portal players. Need to give praise to Angel Cabrera as well. Most important puzzle piece is president buying into athletics. Everything else comes with that. Yes. I've been critical of Cabrera before, but he's killing it. He's killing it right now. That might give Batt a lot more pull on how the money is spent. Yeah, I'm sure it gives him far more autonomy to do things how he wants, and like you said, pull money in, make decisions without having to involve other people. It's probably just a title because we gave him a bag. I doubt Cabrera needs a VP. I don't know, man. Like, I have a feeling it, like I said, it gives him a little more autonomy to make decisions that need to be made without having to ask. So, yeah, but that's huge. It's a huge, huge win for Georgia Tech. It was embarrassing to be paying a head coach, 60% of what Liberty was paying Jamie Chadwell. I mean, you're not even paying your head coach, or you weren't, what a lot of group of 5 schools were. So it's definitely well deserved. Would that allow him to bypass the board? I don't know. That I need to ask, what that allows him to do, et cetera, et cetera. Angel knows the athletics are important now. Look at how much UGA went up. When the football team got better, it ups the amount of people applying to get in. Yeah, it's not like we really need a boost academically, but here's the thing, like, having a competitive football program is important, and I don't think Tech's understood that much in the past, and it seems like, well, it doesn't seem like they are putting an emphasis on it now. Can't believe we were paying coach less than the coach who lost to Kennesaw State. That is true. I didn't think about that. We were paying Brent Key less than the coach that got beat by Kennesaw State, who the average salary for coaches on Kennesaw State staff was $75,000. $75,000. So it'll be interesting to see, who. I'm sure our number one target in the portal is going to be defensive linemen. And look, what we're going to have to pay our own players to retain them. There's been a lot of rumblings about that. What it's going to cost to retain the players that you want to keep on the current staff or on the current roster. Do we have any movement or surprises going into the February signing period, right? I'm sure we're working on some kids there. I mean, look, Oregon, Florida State, I mean, they were both still, until Petty signed the last minute, going after him. Dude, have Beers issues were due to bad snaps and holding? Okay, I don't know. President understands sports ups and branding. Who would I be the most concerned about losing in the portal? Well, I'll tell you, Corey Robinson was a surprise to me. That one hurts. Going through the offense, I feel like Haynes King is not going anywhere. He only has 1 year of eligibility. He's in a system that works for him. Singleton would be a worry for me. Possibly. I'm not worried about Rutherford. I don't, maybe there's something going on there that I'm just unaware of. But again, I feel like if Rutherford were to leave, he would just be another Nate McCullum. People wouldn't know how to use him properly. Philo, I don't know. Again, maybe someone would throw some money at Philo, but you got to understand, you're a true freshman. You retain your red shirt. You get another year to develop in King's last year, and then you're most likely going to be the guy for 3 years, right? You would be the guy for 3 years. So I don't know another situation, like if you set aside money and just say the development of you as a quarterback and your ability to play, I don't know that there's another school that's going to give him a better opportunity than that is playing at the level that Georgia Tech is right now. Like, sure, he could probably transfer down group of 5, but why would you do that? And you're right. Like, it does suck to lose Corey Robinson, but this team is the deepest it's ever been at offensive line. You just brought in one of the better offensive line classes in the country. I don't know if Ethan McKinney redshirted. Do they say that? Like, do they announce who redshirted, or do you just not know that until they put the roster out for the next year? That's something I guess I'll have to ask about too. But yeah, you have a freshman All-American in Ethan McKinney. You got several guys that could step in with that. Also, with King's health issues, Follow will likely play next year, some regardless. That's true, right? That's true. Other thing is, like, don't like it'll be a minute before I'm sure he sees the field, but that kid we signed for Oklahoma in this class, like, evidently Oklahoma made a late push for him. Like, he kind of flew under the radar, but he's a talented kid that we identified. That's why both those left tackles hit the portal. I need to take some time this weekend and kind of get a board together of, like, who's hit the portal, who we signed, possible targets in the portal. Like, I kind of need to do a war room. Was ESPN telling us? I kind of need to do a war room for this, like, off season. Ashton Genty runs for 209 yards and a touchdown as number 10 Boise State beats number 21 UNLV 21-7 in the Mountain West Championship. Jordan Brown did? Okay. Yeah, that kid, you know what? This is really difficult when you look at a Heisman winner. Like, how do you not give it to Travis Hunter, though? How do you not give it to Travis Hunter? Like, no one's been as critical of Colorado as me, but that kid played elite football on two sides of the ball and special teams. Like, it probably should go to Travis, but damn, how many rushing yards does Ashton have? This kid for Boise State have? Let's see. Actually, someone find it out for me. How many rushing yards, how many touchdowns does this running back from Boise State have? Because it's got to be a shit ton. No, it's over 2,000. It's over 9,000. It's a lot. When was the last time a running back ran for 2,000 plus yards? Is he going to set an NCAA record? What's the NCAA record for rushing yards? Let's see. Yeah, what's the NCAA? 2,628 by Barry Sanders. Another guy that the Lions organization screwed up his entire NFL career. Okay, he's got 2288. He could break the record because with the playoffs, in fact, he most likely will. He's at 2497 and 29 touchdowns. He's going to break the single season rushing record this year, though. Boise lost to Oregon by 3 and scored 34. Don't sleep on them. Okay, 2288 was before tonight. So he's got 2,400 rushing yards. That means he's basically only 200, like 220 yards or 200 yards away from breaking Barry Sanders' record. A record that has stood since 1988. But then Travis Hunter. Man, I mean, if I was who do you vote for? We should take a poll. We should take a poll right now. Start poll. Because it's like the Heisman's a two-man race, right? Let's be honest. Who should win the Heisman? I don't even know how to. All right. Let me make sure I spelled that right. I'm awful at spelling. Yeah. Ashton, how do you spell his name? Jeant or Travis Hunter? Barry came out today and said that he wants Genty to break it and win the Heisman. How do you not give someone a Heisman when they break a single season record? How do you not do it? Crazy thing is Barry did it in 11 games. Genty would be in 14. That's true. That tells you how absolutely sick and disgusting Barry Sanders was. It wasn't even fair. It's nice to see two position players in the finalists and not just a bunch of quarterbacks. Yeah. Not only is this is a common thing people have said, like the Heisman Trophy is not the best player in college football. It's the quarterback with the best stats on the best team is what the Heisman has been in the past. Because he plays for the group of five is what the haters say. Yeah, come on, man. Come on, man. Haters gonna hate. Lovers gonna love. I don't even want none of the above. I think I want Genty for Heisman. I will say that Miami team would be mid without Cam Ward. I mean, this might be a hot take, guys. Miami might be kind of mid right now with them. Let's look at Miami's schedule. Let's look at Miami's schedule. You know, I did the power rankings. What is Miami's best win? All right. Is it at Florida? Is it Virginia Tech? Is it Louisville? Is it Duke? Or, yeah, it's one of those four. Who is Miami's best win? The two toughest teams they played, they lost to. Georgia Tech, who they're more talented than, and Syracuse, who they're more talented than. There's not a single team on their schedule they're not more talented than. Most of the teams on their schedule, they're considerably more talented than. And the two best teams they played, they lost to. I would contend Miami's kind of mid right now. Oh, yeah, you're right. Genty's best game was against Oregon, who's the number one ranked team in the country today. Duke is their best win. They finished 9-3. Yeah. And I don't think Duke's record's 9-3, but then you look at Duke's schedule. All right, Duke has beat Elon at Northwestern in double overtime, UConn at Middle Tennessee State. That's their non-con. So they won all their non-con games, but it's Elon at Northwestern, UConn at Middle Tennessee. I think North Carolina is a good win for them because it's a rivalry game. They do win it. They lose to Georgia Tech. They beat Florida State, but everyone other than two teams beat Florida State. They lost to SMU in overtime. They lost to Miami. They beat NC State. They beat Virginia Tech, and they beat Wake. So I guess what is Duke's best win? Virginia Tech? What's Duke's best? North Carolina? So their best win is a 6-6 team. Pretty much however you cut it. So I get Duke's 9-3, but who have they played? Louisville is their best win. Did Duke beat Louisville? Or are you talking about Miami? Did Duke play Louisville? No, you're talking about Miami. Georgia Tech would have went 11-1 or 12-0 with Duke's schedule. Well, we lost to Virginia Tech, though. So, yeah, you're saying 11-1. There's a reason they aren't ranked. Yeah. Miami beat Louisville. Yeah, I might have done Louisville a little dirty because I ranked them higher. I had Georgia Tech 5 and I think Louisville 6 in my power rankings. But I think Georgia Tech right now today is a top 5 ACC team. That's what I think. With a QB3 Pyron, we don't lose to Virginia Tech with King. We probably win that game if Philo plays. Starts the whole game. Here's the thing, though. When you start going at, well, if this would have happened, we would have been, a 9 or 10 win team. Let's think through Georgia Tech schedule. So let me go to Georgia Tech schedule. Stop advertising things to me. You could have easily lost to North Carolina, as much as I hate to say it. You could have easily lost to North Carolina. You could have easily lost to NC State. So there's two wins that could easily be losses on the other end of it. All right, I'll close the poll. It's overwhelmingly 89% Ashton Genty, 10% Travis Hunter. And you know what? I agree with that. It's going to be Travis Hunter, but it should be Ashton Genty. Maybe, well, when is the Heisman announced? It's after conference championship week, right? So it's next week they announce the Heisman, I think. Deion Sanders has been promoting his guys so much that people forgot they were good, not great players. He's got some great players, man. Like, I have to do a video to eat crow on that. There was one guy that kept commenting on a bunch of videos. I was wrong about Colorado this year. And people will say, well, the Big 12 is not near as good as anyone thought they were. Doesn't matter to me. Even if you would have told me that before the season, I still would have thought that Colorado wasn't making a bowl. Travis Hunter is one of the best players in college football. As much as I hate to say it, Shedeur Sanders is one of the best players in college football. Like, Trey Horn's really good. They've got some really good offensive players. But here's the key thing. Does that mean Deion Sanders is a good coach? No, it doesn't. Why? Well, would you say Mel Tucker's a good coach? Would you say Mike Norvell's a good coach? Probably not, right? So who does he bring in? All right, he's got Juju Lewis committed. Did Juju Lewis sign, by the way? Did he actually sign on National Signing Day? What I'm saying is, all right, once Travis Hunter leaves and once Shedeur Sanders leaves, can you still have success? Lewis signed. Okay. Do we get to play Florida in a bowl? Be interesting. We need to look at what the bowl predictions are. Sanders is a good quarterback, but it's attitude with him. Well, I've said this before, and I'll stick by it. Like, Shedeur Sanders' biggest problem is Deion Sanders. It's his biggest problem. He would have been far better served to go play for a team that had an offensive line that could protect him better and a coach that could develop him probably a little better. He's got a quarterback next year, and we open up with Colorado. So Lewis did sign. You think if Tech wins the bowl and keeps the nucleus of their roster intact, we're playing as a top 25 team when facing Colorado week 1? Probably not. I don't know. I mean, but I do not think we'll be ranked to start the year next year. I'd probably be willing to bet on that. Do I think they're one of the top 25 teams in the country? I don't know. I got to see, what our roster looks like next year and what we play like. But I probably wouldn't rank us. Travis will start at corner and will be a rotational wide receiver. Well, Travis is gone after this year. You talking about the NFL? You could see them ranking us for the pure factor of trying to give Deion a ranked win? Yeah, maybe. Yeah, you're probably ranked if you open up and win Colorado. And I do think we win that game. And I do think we're a better team than them. If Deion is coaching Colorado next year. Well, here's the thing. Deion is crazy enough that it would not surprise me if he tries to parlay a coaching job with the drafting of his son. Because he already said if the right team doesn't draft his son, like they're going to pull an Eli Manning. Which, I'll be honest with you, as critical as I am of Deion, I kind of get on some level, because it is tragic that if you're the best quarterback in college football, you're most likely going to the crappiest team in the NFL. Look at Trevor Lawrence, generational, most NFL ready quarterback that there's probably ever been. And he goes to an Urban Meyer coach, Jackson Jaguars, and it has not served him well. It's an awful team. Shedeur goes to Cleveland, you pull his ass. You have to. But you guys are right. Like, Jerry Jones is crazy, and he's crazy enough, I think, to listen to Deion and be like, all right, we're going to draft Shedeur, and we'll make you our next head coach. Now, here's something else I need to get clarity on. Can you get out of a letter of intent? Because let's say Deion isn't the coach at Colorado next year. Can Juju Lewis hit the portal after, like, as a guy who's never played a down of football for him out of high school? I don't know. Yeah, Jerry Jones is crazy. I mean, Jerry basically did the same thing with in 89 with Jimmy Johnson. True. Lewis could transfer. I think you're right. And if he can't, you know what you do? Antitrust law. You got to let me transfer. Because, I mean, he'll go to Oregon or, one of the, there'll be someone that'll throw a bunch of money at him. He can hit the spring portal. Quinn Ewers did that. Okay. At least previously, you can get out of national letter of intent if the head coach leaves, which I think is fair, too. Like, I know things are crazy, but if you sign with a coach and a team, and then that coach leaves, you should be able to leave. Julian saying transferred after signing once Saban retired. Okay. Yeah. Oh, we're live. We're live, Nerd Snot. The hell else do I want to talk about? You don't think Deion leaves Colorado, though? It's hard to say. I mean, he probably ends up I hope he stays at Colorado, because I think the longer he stays at Colorado, he's going to get exposed to the fact that he's not the coach people think he is. You good end up with Jeff Collins. Man, North Carolina's a wreck right now. They're interviewing Bill Belichick. I talked about it when I was at, Fellowship Christian a little bit. But no one has wanted anything to do with Bill Belichick since he left New England. What kind of toxic psychopath must he be to be like, what, a 6-time winning Super Bowl champion coach, and no one has a single good thing to say about you? Yeah, you're right. Interviewing Bill Belichick shows how lost UNC is. The Falcons didn't want Bill. Evidently, Arthur Blank wanted to hire Bill Belichick, and then I don't know who came in and was like, no, stay the hell away from him. Tom Brady hasn't even had anything good to say about Bill Belichick since he left. And we know that there was a beef as to why they left. I think that North Carolina's wanting to hire Tulane's head coach. I think that's their number one target right now. But I've said it before, like they're 89th in recruiting. I don't think Georgia Tech's ever recruited 89th, and Georgia Tech's biggest problem has been recruiting in the past. Like that's bad. Like can I pull up the recruiting rankings and like see who's recruiting better than them? That's a group of 5 school. So 247 recruiting rankings. They want Mullen too. Well, what's Mullen's biggest problem? It's recruiting. Georgia Tech with the 18th ranked class right now. So Georgia Tech's out recruiting Missouri, still out recruiting Florida State. They have twice the number of 4 stars. Out recruiting South Carolina, Washington, Clemson. Hell, we're out recruiting half of the SEC. Kentucky, Arkansas, Syracuse. Colorado's 37th in recruiting, which is a surprise, but still not good. They only list, I can load more. Houston with the 50th ranked class. Got to keep scrolling. Louisville has the 66th ranked recruiting class right now. Appreciate the $2. Nerd Stop says Julian Edelman makes fun of Bill on his show. Julian Edelman is hilarious, by the way. Now, I just want to see all these teams that are recruiting better than North Carolina. Georgia State is out recruiting North Carolina right now. Georgia State's out recruiting North Carolina, Tulane, Eastern Carolina, Vanderbilt, Florida Atlantic, UTEP, San Diego State, Arkansas State, Troy, Northern Illinois, Bowling Green, Nevada, and then you get to North Carolina. Is there a single Power 4 team that's recruiting worse than North Carolina? No. Oh, let me load some more. Purdue is 104th in recruiting with only 8 commits. Scrolling. Yes. So North Carolina has the second to worst Power 4 recruiting class in the country, behind only Purdue, who is clearly the worst Power 4 team in the country. That is sad. Don't tell that to Ben Moore. He'll get a hard on. Yeah. But best roster Georgia State's ever had. What are they? 3 wins? 3 wins they have? Embarrassing. They'll hire a group of 5 coach like Tulane and get 10 to 15 transfers with them, like Indiana did. They better hope they do. Okay, yeah, Georgia State, best roster of all time. 2 wins. Man. North Carolina's down bad, man. UTEP's out recruiting you. Wake's out recruiting you. Northwestern, Virginia. It's bad. Texas with the number 1 ranked recruiting class, 5 5-stars on 247. 5 5-stars, 14 4-stars. Alabama with the second ranked class, 4 5-stars, 15 4-stars. And then Georgia at 3. Then Oregon, Ohio State, Auburn with a big recruiting class at 6. LSU at 7. Wasn't Brian Kelly crying about money? He's got the 7th ranked recruiting class. But they were competitive with Georgia Tech for a quarter, so that makes Georgia State good. I guess so, man. If you had to choose between Collins and Belichick, it's pretty obvious. Yeah, give me Belichick. And, at least he's won something in his life. What do you think Jeff Collins is going to do? What's that idiot going to do? I tell you, he's missed his calling in like what I do. Like he needs to start a YouTube channel. Because like me, like what do I do a lot of the times? I just talk and say things and I don't really of any substance for an hour. Nobody is crying more than Kiffin right now. Can I get, you know what? I need to I saw a quote for him where he's like, "Oh, we're in it's not even like we're in a different conference, man. We're in like a different league." Let me see if I can pull that up. Lane Kiffin. Press conference. Where is he complaining? National Signing Day, is that the one? Blasted. This is it.
After a
This is it. Let me go here. Yeah, I already got it set up. Let's listen to this.
controversial playoff ranking last night, we also had it
Shut
all
up.
nations and all community started on December 2nd.
No one cares.
When in the 2 losses that fives of the road, Miami was play officials. Miami leads the way with 2, while Ole Miss times Miami absolutely.
In terms of how we see them going into the final week
Okay.
of
This ain't it, man. This ain't it. Is this the press conference where he does this? Collins should go work for Kelly Quinlan. They deserve each other. Yeah, like I said at the beginning, I'm almost certain he unblocked me. Like he'll go through this like, oh, I've blocked thousands of people. I'll unblock them. And then I think he saw I was at the same game as him and then he blocked me. What a ridiculous person. Does anyone have a link to where he was crying about this? What? Because I want to listen to this crybaby fest. He did, yeah. He got locked up with him. This is it.
It's why it's just different. It's just totally different. And these comparisons of other conferences and ACC and Big 12, I mean, it's just like, you might as well be in different leagues, not conferences, different leagues. You know, like here's the NFL, here's the SEC, here's those few Big 10 teams, and then here's everybody else. So you're going to see it in the draft. You know, it'll be different.
So what do you want? Just 12 SEC teams in the playoffs? Is that what you want? If the SEC is so stacked, why is Texas in the SEC title game in year one? They want to point fingers. Oh, you know, SMU first year in, they've made the ACC championship. That's true of every Power 4 conference. Every Power 4 conference has a new member that is in the conference championship game. No one cries more than this guy does.
Like it always is with the SEC, the amount of kids drafted out of here and there. And so it's really a bad system. Here you go. You got me going. It's just a bad system. It's a bad system.
So what do you propose though? What are you proposing?
And you got people in there in place.
Just that we make the playoffs. That's what I'm proposing. Okay.
And I don't know, they gave me the list of the coaches today, you know. Any of those coaches ever been down here in the deep south into these stadiums and played in these games that are on this? So how do they even know? How do they even know what it's like to have to go win in these stadiums?
Oh my God, this is terrible. They don't even know what it's. Lane should work for Kelly. Damn. You guys don't know how hard my job is. I have to get on a plane. I have to eat peanuts. And I have to get up in the morning. Come on, dude.
In these places and on the road of teams that they say, well, these teams are 500 teams. And then we have, you know, the week where.
If the SEC's so great, why did Vandy tear through it this year? Can anyone answer me that? Riddle me that.
The 3 favorites all lose on, you know, the senior day and night in 3 of the hardest stadiums in America to play. It's much different than where these other conferences go and play. They're, you know,
Well, I mean, wait, other conferences don't have tough road environments. Let's look at the largest stadiums in the country real quick. Largest college football stadiums. They must all be in the SEC. Let's see. Michigan, Penn State, Ohio State. Michigan holds 107. Penn State holds 106. Ohio State holds 103. All right. And then, yeah, you get a bunch of SEC. A&M holds 102. LSU holds 102. Tennessee holds 101. You know, but this idea that, like, he's the only one that has to play tough road games, you know, is ridiculous.
6-6 teams that they got to go play, or 5-5 teams at the time. It's totally different. And you got to get up for it every week.
Yeah, no other team has to prepare on a weekly basis. None of them. We in the SEC are the only conference that must prepare our team every week. What? I mean, come on, dude. Come on. If you're soft, say you're soft. I didn't realize my camera was pointed down. They're buying into their own hype. I'm not denying that they're the best conference as a coach to look. Well, here's the thing. This is the other thing where, like, they want their cake and eat it too. Like, you get all this money, you bring in this super league, right? You're going to beat up each other. Like, I don't know what to tell you.
It's a lot easier when you got to get up for 2 games a year, you know, to get your team up.
And also, if that's true, like, why does it take Georgia 8 overtimes to beat a mid ACC school? You know, if they're just and when they're 20-point favorites, I don't understand. Mississippi State is a tough stadium with cowbells. Here's the big kicker: there's only 8 conference games where everyone else plays 9. That I didn't know. So, yeah, I guess Lane just thinks it should be 12 SEC schools. What if he's not one of them? Then we should expand the playoffs to however many teams it takes to put Lane in. The thing is, like, I you know, in the past I've liked Lane because he's funny, and, like, you know, my favorite coach in the day for that was like Steve Spurrier, because he always had some quippy thing to say, and then Lane was good for that. But then we got Mike Leach, and then you had Mike Leach and Lane Kiffin in the Egg Bowl, which we didn't get enough of because, unfortunately, Mike Leach passed away. But that was great. Appreciate the $5 from Joel S. Says, yo, what is this late stream about? I just tuned in, but also go Jackets and the hell with Georgia. Yeah, well, I just got back from Fellowship Christian watching Josh Petty play, and I thought I'd come on here and talk about that and other stuff. And then people had reminded me that Lane Kiffin was a whiny little bitch that can't accept that he has 3 losses. He has 3 losses, man. I mean, I don't know what to tell you. Who just texted me? Freaking Sea-Dog just texted me. Did I see that Kelly's there? Yes, I'm ahead of you. I did try and find Kelly. I couldn't find him. If I would have been able to see Kelly Quinlan, I would have confronted him, but didn't happen. I would have recorded it. Wasn't Mike Leach on our board to hire after the Collins firing before we hired Key? We should have hired Mike Leach instead of Jeff Collins. You found a new guy for me to challenge to a cage match. Who? You think Lane is just dealing with the fact that he just wasted $10 million plus on a roster? That's a good point. There's a lot of donors in Mississippi that are freaking pissed that they ponied up a ton of money to pay for a really good roster, and they're not going to make the playoffs. I'll be honest with you, though. I don't ever remember Mike Leach being named in the coaching search for us. Jim Phillips, I hate that guy, destroying our conference. Oh, well, dang, wouldn't know what it's like to be whiny and make excuses. When Tech lost to UGA, I think most Tech fans were like, we got to do better. Oh, man. What can you say? What can you say? What else is going on in college football right now we can talk about? Let's go peruse Twitter real quick. What are they saying on Twitter? Oh, I did want to make a statement, because I know a lot of you are Tech fans. Never buy NZXT again. They've been caught scamming their own customers. Yeah, like, you don't think Oregon's a tough road environment? Oh, you know what we do have? You know what we do have? And I know it's midnight. Should I wait on it, though? Rest in peace, Pirate Master. Mike Leach is my favorite coach of all time. Favorite coach of all time. The man, first of all, he had a law degree, I think. Like, he wanted to be a lawyer. Gets into coaching. Wasn't he the OC for Oklahoma? Coined the air raid offense. Like, I think he was part of the genesis of the entire air raid offense. He also has one of the greatest quotes of all time. He gives let's pull it up real quick. This is not going to be PC, but, well, here's one of them. I mean, how can you not love this guy?
As coaches, we failed to get through to them. As coaches, we failed to make our coaching points and our points more compelling than their fat little girlfriends. Now, their fat little girlfriends have some obvious advantages. For one thing, their fat little girlfriends are telling them what they want to hear, which is how great you are and how easy it's going to be and how, we had a whole bunch of people. Everybody wanted to win the football game, but nobody wanted to play the football game. Well, that defies every level of work ethic that exists with regard to football. And as coaches, we have to solve our failure on reaching them.
The stream might get taken down. This, I guess, is an ESPN thing, and ESPN is brutal with their copyright stuff. But yeah, your fat little girlfriends. You're, instead of preparing for the football game, you're playing hide the biscuit with Miss Piggy. My favorite one, though, is this one. And notice it says explicit language, but you can't filter this man. All right. This is why this man is my favorite coach of all time.
The facts are, for a significant portion of this season, this team has felt like they were entitled to something just because the team before us won 11 games. And some of us participated in that. Well, that's fucking bullshit. And you see it happening around the country with some teams, too. Everybody.
I want you to think about the state of college football now and how applicable this is.
Everybody says, what's wrong with this team? What's wrong with that team? Odds are it's something similar. As a team, we act like, well, we're 11-2, and we just have to build up. Fuck that. As a coach, I didn't call one. The plays I called last year, they're all last year. They're just that, last year. As a player, any play you made, that's all last year. And I'll tell you another thing. Some of you motherfuckers didn't play a snap last year. I mean, if you're a receiver, you think you got credit for one of Michael Crabtree's plays? You're out of your fucking...
Michael Crabtree? That's the result you're going to get when you put me up against trash receiver like Michael Crabtree.
Fucking mind. Michael Crabtree made that credit for one of Michael Crabtree's plays. You're out of your fucking mind. Michael Crabtree made that play. Graham Harrell made that play. Ryland Reed made that play. And over there on defense, same thing. You know, you think you made that play? No, Charbonnet made that play. Daniel Charbonnet. I mean, Darcel McBath made that play. Not you. Not you.
Hush.
I mean, none of that shit adds up to this fucking year. And none of it. But the thing is, it hadn't sunk in. And as coaches, we failed to make it sink in.
That's the thing. I think he even says it later. You're either leading or you're letting it happen. All right? Some things are going to have to change.
For the duration of this year. Now, failed to make it sink in. Well, how do you make it sink in? Well, you start by probably cutting some people. You start by getting some people that are more mentally tough. You start by benching some people. You start by rolling the fuck out of somebody.
I love that. You just start by rolling the F out of somebody. That's what it was like. When I played, they will PT you until you die.
I mean, that's the fact of the matter. But I'll tell you, here's how the season went. With all of our unsatisfactory games. Okay, against Texas. We'll play it close. Okay? We play that motherfucker close, and everybody's mamas and daddies are telling them how great they fucking are because, ooh, you played them close. Fuck playing them close. We lost the goddamn game to the University of Texas, and we could have won the motherfucker.
That hits a little too close to home right now.
Okay, then based on that, the wealth of material that we did versus Texas, we go play Houston, and the honest truth is, we're thinking, well, don't you remember? We're fucking 11-2 Texas Tech, and we're just a little too good to play at Houston. When we lost our fucking ass, because we thought we were too good to fucking play. Okay? So then, we get on a roll, and we do some good things, and we play Texas A&M. And we lost our fucking ass because we thought we were too good to play Texas fucking A&M. Now, how in the fuck can that be?
How can that be? God, I miss this guy.
Kansas State, because we put as many on Kansas State as they put on A&M. Bullshit. How many of those plays were we able to dial up? How many? How many plays were we able to dial up? Not a fucking one. All right, so then we go play Oklahoma State, where we don't play together. We spent the whole day playing with 9, and I don't quite understand why we spent the whole day playing with 9, but we spent the whole day playing with 9. And that's what happened. And I don't know that we thought we were too good to play, but we spent the whole day playing with 9. Okay.
You know, we have literally seen teams play with 9 or 10 before. Like they don't have 11 on the field.
And then we came out and played these motherfuckers, and for 2 years in a row, we thought we were too good to play. Think about last year's game. The mighty 11-2 team that not one of their fucking plays count this year. We thought we were too good to play Baylor. We thought we were too good. The mighty Red Raiders. Oh yeah, poo fucking Baylor. Fuck you. And fuck me and fuck everybody. That is fucking bullshit.
That is my favorite quote of all time, by the way. F me and F you and F everybody. It's a good meditation. If you find yourself struggling throughout the day, you just go into a corner and you put that on. Get quiet, close your eyes. You just listen to Mike Leach say, F me and F you and F everybody. It's all encompassing. It's all encompassing. Everyone catches strays. And you guys are right. I mean, there's none greater. I mean, we've gotten on this kick before. I mean, this is a late night stream, right? Oh, by the way, what I forgot to tell you about the Mike Leach thing, they were up big in that game that he gave that halftime speech. I think they were up by like 2 scores in that halftime speech. This is a good one. This is a good one. And by the way, I think we've all been here where you start reminiscing, you start thinking about what happened, and then it just boils over. Lord knows I've been here many times. They did not lose that game. They won that game, and they were up at halftime when he gave that speech.
The disappointment from this game for me is the fact that we had a couple of players that just got out-scrapped, that just didn't move to obtain and maintain position, and in fact, on occasion, just got moved right out of position and gave up.
Now you can see it, like it's starting to boil as he talks about it. The tension is rising within him.
A lot of points.
There it was, that sigh. It's coming out.
So I feel that we just haven't.
There it is. Here it comes.
I'm really disappointed in the of course fucking progress that we've made.
Now, what do you do if you're the reporter here? What do you do?
Really disappointed in the of course fucking progress that we've made. God damn it! Fuck this show. Take this fucking show and forget it. Forget fucking bastards.
Why you gotta hate on the man's show, man? He's not the one playing awfully, you know. Good old Bob Knight. Another classic. I mean,
As we look ahead to this,
Bob Knight, guys, I hope you realize, could have been a stand-up comedian. He could have made a career being a stand-up comedian.
second half, Midday's stake one.
I mean, I care.
Crystal clear.
If I could determine what the hell he's going to look like next year, that's just what I have no idea. I got to wait till next year to watch him play. I mean, I can't do that.
Yeah, he gets asked like, hey, how do you think this guy's going to play next year? Is he going to be a good player for you?
You know,
You would anticipate, right?
Wait a minute.
This is at a sports press conference. This was Mike Leach before Mike Leach.
I see Bailey. The image is fading. Just a second. Coming back. Yes.
I mean, he's committed to the bit. This is a closing bit.
Images are tough to deal with. Sometimes you got to get them in line. Yes, I see Bailey being better.
Do you see him being the playmaker for next year's team?
I mean, this is a damn cheap piece of crystal here. This isn't expensive enough to answer all those questions. This thing. Wait a minute, there's something forming here. Forming.
I mean, gets another question, lays back into the bit. This guy, this is Bill Burr.
It says, what a question.
I mean, does it get any better than that? I mean, does it get any better than that? The guy is one of the greatest basketball coaches of all time. All time. He's also ridiculously tall. He's like 6'5" or something. But I mean, Bob Knight, man. Bob Knight's great. I heard Crimmins used to chew players out like Bob Knight would. Well, you used to could treat adults like adults. You used to could do that, you know? There's no one that has played a sport that didn't get their ass chewed. Right? In fact, I often go back. Let me see if I can find it. This is it.
You can talk about all the motivational speeches and phrases and
How do you motivate somebody? This is how you do it.
devices in the world, but the greatest motivator of all is your ass on the bench.
Yes.
There is no better motivator. Ass meets bench. Bench retains ass. Ass transmits signal to brain. Brain transmits signal to body. Body gets ass off bench and plays better. I mean, it's a hell of a sequence of things that takes place.
Where is the lie in that? You know, you used to could do that. You used to now. I mean, let's just call it what it is. Because of NIL, like the pros, you're going to be in situations where you can't bench somebody, right? So I don't like. Let's say Juju Lewis, this kid out of Carrollton. Let's say he goes to Colorado, doesn't play well, stinking up the joint, not ready to play as a freshman, maybe. Well, Lord knows what they paid to get him there, right? Look at Nico for Tennessee. Let's say there's someone that's practicing better, someone that you put in a game and plays better, or has played better previously before Nico got there or something. They're paying him $8 million. You can't bench that guy. You can't bench him. Yeah, Jeff Sims for Tech. He was never going to be benched under Collins. Never. Like Bob Knight said, ass meets bench, bench retains ass. Ass transmits signal to brain, and you play better. Yeah, Casanello's a good example. Yeah, I'm just going to quit. All right, we'll listen to the Purdue one, and then I'll probably get out of here and get to bed. But that one's rough. We'll listen to it, though. See if we can find it. Yeah, this is it. This is it. Right here.
Want to play, then I'm getting the fuck out of here. I mean, if you're not going to recover Greg Graham, if you're just going to let him drive by you, if the rest of you are going to let him catch the ball outside the 3-second lane and drive all the way in here without one guy challenging him, then I'm leaving, and you fucking guys will run till you can't even suffer. Now,
We'll run until you can't even suffer.
I'm tired of this shit. I'm sick and fucking tired of an 8-10 record. I'm fucking tired of losing to Purdue. I'm not here to fuck around this week. Now, you may be, but I'm not. Now, I'm going to fucking guarantee you that if we don't play up there Monday night, you aren't going to believe the next 4 fucking days. Now, I am not here to get my ass beat on Monday.
Yeah, I mean, it's just still images. There's no video of this. Someone recorded this way back when, which is impressive. Yeah, I'm not here to mess around this week. All right. And here's the thing about Bob Knight is, you know, first of all the guys that played for him loved him. Isaiah Thomas loves him to this day. I think he passed away. He did pass away. Bob Knight's the kind of guy that you call at 4 a.m. to bail you out of jail, and he'll do it. But the discipline that he instilled in his players, he didn't have himself. He ruined his relationship with Coach K. You know, like he's just, his ego's so big. Great coach, though.
Now, you better fucking understand that right now. This is absolute fucking bullshit. Now, I'll fucking run your ass right into the ground. I mean, I'll fucking run you. You'll think last night was a fucking picnic. I had to sit around for a fucking year with an 8-10 record in this fucking league. And I mean, you will not put me in that fucking position again. Or you will goddamn pay for it like you can't fucking believe. Now, you better get your head out of your ass.
There you go. You will not put me in that position again. And I'll tell you this. I kind of feel like that might be the speech, something similar to that Key gives a year minus a few days from now. That's what I think. What you got?
All right, John.
Oh, Kelly Quinlan interviewed Josh Petty here. I see you sent me a link. Let's listen to it. Let me switch over here.
Josh, so obviously you signed last night with Georgia Tech. Just kind of walk me through like the last 48 hours or whatever. I know people were probably blowing you up trying to figure out what was going on. What was going on your end?
I mean, in my head, to be honest, it was just a little bit of an issue. They put Josh on the contract instead of Joshua, and so we had to get stuff like that right. And
how do you make that mistake? You don't get the guy's name right. That's not a good look.
People were hitting me up, but I didn't pay any attention to it. If you look at my messages, I can pull it up. I didn't respond to nobody. Coach Terry didn't respond to nobody. I was locked in with GT 100% of the time, and I never had a second change of I never had a change of heart in my mind at all. Sorry.
So, just how did it feel to finally get the paperwork in and it be official that you're going to Georgia Tech?
I mean, it's kind of surreal now. Like, it finally feels, real, to be honest. It finally feels like I'm a Georgia Tech athlete, and I'm going to be there in January now. And
so he'll be an early enrollee. That's good.
With the commencement of that last game, now it's finally here.
How tough was it tonight? I know you guys made a really valiant comeback in the second half. That was
I'll be honest with you. I would take the camera off of him now. You can tell he's emotional. This is what's tough about interviewing someone right after something like this. But
great football, and then just didn't quite get over the hump. Just what was it like going through your last game?
What was it like losing your last game? Great question, Kelly. Great way to make this kid look good. Awful question, actually.
It was tough for sure. A lot of emotions, as you know. Most guys have. We were getting after it for sure. There was moments in this game where we could have won. It was tough for us, but hey, not everyone goes your way, and the game's over. There's nothing more we can do about it now, so it's just got to move on.
Do you start school in January?
Yes, sir, but I'll start going up in December.
Cool. And kind of what's Coach Jeep and Coach what's your relationship been like with Jeep Wade? And...
it's been great. Me and Coach Wade have been keeping in contact.
Shout out to Jeep Wade. He's been a hell of a recruiter, and the crazy thing is, like, when he left App State, like, they were like happy to see him go, and they were happy that Tech hired him. They weren't happy with him.
Staying on the phone. I'm sure it'll get better as soon as I get up there, but it's been great. Coach Wade is an awesome guy. He's fired up about getting me there. I'm fired up about being there and with his team. So I just can't wait to meet him and not meet him. I can't wait to get down there for him to actually be my coach.
You have to go against Carrington tonight. You got a good pancake on him on one of the plays.
I don't want to talk about that. That's my team, man. I don't know what you're talking about.
He was very complimentary of how you played. What was it like to get to go against somebody you're going to get to see in practice every day?
It was awesome, to be honest. That's one of the guys that I'm going to be with, and he's going to be with me in the future, man. It's great to get to go against him and get a little bit of that early taste of that talent, so I know what I'm going up against in the January.
For people who know you.
Yeah. He's got a great mind on him. He does, man. He's well spoken.
You play both ways. I think you played all but maybe 3 snaps on offense and defense tonight. Just like, how exhausting is that? And like, how do you hold up? You're playing line both ways in a game with a lot of plays.
I mean, it's tough for sure, but I wouldn't want to do it any other way. I like being out there, and I like giving my all for this team. It's tough my senior year, but I wouldn't want to have any other last game any other way. I want to be on the field every game, every play, and I want to get after them. Every play, because I want them to change the momentum, and maybe if I'm in there one extra play we would have won, but I don't know.
I saw you talk to literally almost everybody I think on the team one by one and address them and try to talk them up for the future, and then the seniors kind of commiserating with them over the way the season ended and all that. Just is that your natural leadership thing kicking in, or what?
To be honest, this team was special for sure.
Is it your natural leadership thing? You talk to people. Also, guys, like, I can't stress how cold it was out there. You can't interview this kid somewhere warmer. They had like those like kerosene kind of lamp things that put off heat. Can you maybe get around that?
My senior year, this is the tightest group of guys I've ever been around. My senior class is very tight, but the special part is even we're tight with the freshmen. We're friends with everybody on the team. Everybody talks to everybody, and we all love each other. It was a great way to end the season, and it was a great group of guys. Couldn't have been more proud of the team.
Thanks, Josh. Appreciate you, man.
All right. Yeah. I don't feel like I know a whole lot more than I did. before that. But yeah. You talk to a lot of people. Is that your natural leadership thing going on? What, that I talk to my teammates? No, that's just kind of common decency. Shut up. I'm 100% getting his individual autograph on first day at the Flats. Heck yeah, man. Heck yeah. Well, look, guys, it's late. It's 12:30. We got conference championship games tomorrow. I'm going to get off here. Hope you guys have a good one. Teddy, come up here. What is it, man? What is it? You're going to be the new channel mascot. I hope you're okay with it. Hope you're okay with it. Do you think that was a good interview by Quinlan? You just farted. You're absolutely disgusting, dude. That's awful, man. That's, oh my God. All right, we got to get out of here. We got to cut the stream. I got to move. He got me. He got me.